Sounds like a plan.
Good afternoon, Kent Bain with Elevate Your Business Chat. We have the pleasure today of joining us is Chris Jones. Chris, please introduce yourself, your company, and what makes you different than competition, or what you enjoy most about what you do.
Sure. So Chris Jones, my company, I've been EOS worldwide franchise, and then I have a speaking author business, Relentless Chris Jones. What sets me apart? I'm relentless AF. Like I am a tenacious son of a gun, and AF stands for and fun. Like I love having fun doing what I do. I'm a passionate guy, really care about making big change and impact in the world and have a lot of fun while we do it. So that sets me apart. What sets EOS apart from what do we do differently? We call it, we help leaders get everything they want out of their business. Everybody wants something different. We help them create a roadmap and go get it. Use really simple, practical tools. Helps us achieve three things we call vision, traction, healthy. Right. So vision, where are we going? How are we going to get there? But it's about getting the leaders 100% on the same page with what that looks like. Most of the time, they're not on the same page. Like traction, how do we execute on the vision that we've set with both discipline and accountability as leaders? And then healthy, how do we come together as a functional, cohesive team, leadership team, right? A lot of leaders struggle to work within teams, especially the strong ones. As goes the leadership team, so goes the rest of the company. We get to the point where everyone in the company, top to bottom, all that human energy is rowing in the same direction. Everyone's acting with discipline and accountability, gaining traction consistently, and moving forward as a healthy, functional, cohesive team that loves working together. So that's kind of the short version of the journey of what I do with my teams in the EOS world.
Thank you for sharing. No, it's spectacular. I don't know where you're going to take this question, so I'm going to throw it out there. What is the biggest challenge you have overcome since starting in business? Because you have had different businesses, so I'm not sure if you're going recent or going in the past.
Oh, I can go with the biggest challenge ever faced in business. Lost 70% of my business overnight, one conversation. So that was a fairly big challenge. What did I do about it? Well, luckily I had a plan B of what I was going to do in that situation, because I was in a world of hurt for sure. So thank goodness I had the plan drawn out with a clear head. And that, it was largely a very good plan, and it reduced the number of decisions I made from, 200 down to about 2 or 3. So thank goodness I only had to make 2 or 3. Like I said, my head was up my butt pretty far. How to turn out, it worked enormously well. We strategically focused on a handful of things. I delegated hardcore. We had to shrink our team massively. Really started back with 2 people and then grew it back again, and really got super disciplined on the lanes in which we were focused on. And I just refused to get involved in the day-to-day ops. I was like, grow the business and launch new products. So make deals, find new suppliers, grow the business, and help launch the new stuff. I didn't touch any of the day-to-day ops from on the backside of the service. And my right-hand man, Frankie, took care of everything else. And it grew. We just started growing fast, like really fast, to the point where we recovered all of the lost sales and set a revenue record by 50% within 20 months. So grew fairly successfully after that. Big challenge. Ended up being a pretty big gift. It taught me a lot of amazing things.
What was the biggest thing it taught you? There's got to be one thing that when you're working with your clients and with other leaders, that kind of sticks in your craw, but is that one thing that you kind of want instilled in every business that you work with going forward?
I think the biggest thing that it taught me was the benefit to being super focused on the right type of partners. And so before I'd be like, oh, we want to grow the business, we'll make any deal, let's make it happen, whether it be customers or vendors or whatever. And after going through that much pain, I'm like, screw it. Like, if you're not the right partner for me, thank you very much. Your product might be amazing. We're out. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, there's all sorts of like, you'd totally be able to sell the hell out of this. And I'm like, yeah, it's just not the right fit, man. I'll refer you to someone else. And that allowed us to get the right partners and the right teammates on our team and the right customers. And it allowed us to grow fast, but it allowed us to have customers and vendors and partners and employees that were the right fit for us, which was made our life a lot better.
Excellent. So you mentioned earlier that you're in EOS and in a coaching, facilitating type role because of your
Yep,
first business. Can you elaborate or answer the question on kind of what role or impact did mentoring and coaching play in the success of your business?
sure. Um, yeah, I'm in so deep with EOS now that I'm a coach of the coaches, so I really love it. Um, but The role of coaching and mentoring in the past has been massive for me, right from really the founding of the business. Started out with profs and led to like business leaders in the community, and ended up getting really lucky and getting some really bigwig mentors that way. The one guy made me write up the plan B that became extraordinarily valuable in the crisis that we faced. So thank goodness for that one. Um, the one mentor that created a big impact for me was a guy in Eastern Canada, like he's in New Brunswick. Created a massive impact for me, and he'd been done my type of business before, and gave me some incredible guidance on how to manage relationships and negotiate. And I even started writing my own legal agreements by the end with his guidance. So that was pretty powerful. Yeah,
Fascinating.
huge coaching journey, and still have multiple coaches and mentors involved in my life right now.
Excellent. What is one thing you know now that you wish you would have known when you started your first business?
I think that I love, I grew up with the mindset that you can do anything you want to do, right? Put your mind to it. I can be successful. And then eventually I transferred into I can do everything, which was fine and dandy when I'm starting the business and had to do everything. I could figure anything out and did, and I had to do it all. But then as I grew the business, I struggled to let go and delegate effectively, and that held me back from growth. I became the bottleneck. And as I got it right over time after some painful experiences, I started to realize that by freeing myself up from doing the things that maybe I wasn't as good at, that was really sucking the life out of me, it freed up my mind to make the bigger, more challenging decisions, the bigger strategic decisions. I started becoming more energized when I'd take breaks because I had more opportunity to take breaks. And then when I'd come in back into the business, I'd be charged up, ready to go. And guess what? That clarity and focus that I came in, renewed energy, allowed me to make even bigger and better deals and grow even quicker. So it was, you know, learning to let go quicker when people are really good at what they do would have benefited me massively. Oh, and run on an operating system. My God, someone's done all the work.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to figure it all out, and I figured that found EOS. I mean, there's other good ones out there, right? But I found EOS. I'm like, where was this 10 years ago? It would have saved me a lot of headaches.
Fascinating. What are the top three challenges that you or your industry face in the next 12 or 18 months?
I'd say my time, I only allow a certain amount of time for work. It's around 200 to 210 days a year for work. And so with the new business of professional speaking becoming more, and the author piece coming into play along with my US practice, I've got to figure out how to navigate that. So that's a good challenge that I'm looking forward to solving. I'd say that, I mean, it'd be crazy to ignore the impact of a recession on an industry like the coaching industry. I basically started up this company in 2015 when we were getting hammered in the oil and gas industry in Calgary. So I kind of think of known like nothing else but challenges in the Calgary market, between that and COVID and, federal government killing our oil industry. Like, it's hurt our city pretty bad, and yet I keep growing. So, but I'm mindful that this could impact our industry as a whole, and that, I'm just being mindful where we're spending our money. keeping our expenses tight so that we're not taking on any big commitments.
Fair
Being
enough.
ready
Excellent.
to weather the storm if needed.
I think I know the answer, but I'm dying to ask this question because it's I have two favorite questions I like to ask. This is one of them.
Yeah.
And what I find absolutely amazing is depending where the person is in their business life cycle, I get a different answer all the time.
Yeah.
But what is your definition of a successful business?
Oh man. Doing what I love with people that I love, creating a huge impact at the work that I do, being appropriately compensated, have time off for other passions. It's man, if I nail those 5 checkpoints, I like pinch myself. But I'm at 10 out of 10 in all 5 of those categories right now. I measure it, and it's I just like it, but can't believe this is so incredible.
Well, with your permission, I'm going to steal those. That's a great definition. How about for, do I have permission to steal it?
I'm gonna give credit where credit is due with that. That came from a guy in the community of the EOS community called Don Tinney created that. It's known as the EOS Life, and they just wrote a book on it actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's anyways, it just I'm like, I looked at that and I'm like, yeah, that'd be amazing. That's what I help my clients live. And it's a pretty exciting to help them achieve that.
Absolutely. The one that another interview I did gave me, and it's one of my favorites. It's geographical and financial freedom. Not quite
Yeah,
well as defined as yours, but just that geographical and financial freedom is like summarized into about 4 words. I'm in.
yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely. How about for your
Good one.
clients though? Do they have a definition of a successful business? Or is it truly different by company, from company to company, person to person?
Yeah, that thing, like we say, that helping people get everything they want out of their business, it really does change. Like some companies are like environmentally focused; they want to save the planet. Others are like they want to change their industry. Others want to grow like crazy. Others want to sell. Like it really depends from company to company. Some people want to have a big passion for helping kids out. Like it is really different, and that's what's so exciting to help them. Some of them have the ideas and it's kind of there and it's simmering, but they don't have clarity on what it is, and so we get to extract that out of them, and it's a ton of fun.
If you didn't smile so much, I'd be concerned.
Yeah, I hate what I
That's
do.
great.
It's just no fun at all.
Absolutely. One last one. What do you want to be known for?
um I think someone that, like, a creative, caring person that had a positive impact on the world around me.
Is it, I want to get personal if that's okay. Is that,
Yeah.
I know this is not good enough, but is that in the world of measurables good enough? It sounds wholesome, makes me feel good, but is there a way for you to measure that, or do you bother?
um I don't know, like, well, when people come to me and say they're in tears and they're like, you've changed my life, like, I know when I've got there.
Hmm. So it's not a number, it's not X number of businesses or X number of employees. It's just the quote, I guess, the simplicity of a clear conscience, and that you're making a difference in the people that you do business with.
Yeah, it's not just the business, right? Like I love helping people grow businesses. I'm super passionate about that, but the impact that we have on their life as a whole, you know, one of the things that I thought about, like I'm a really family focused guy, and I'm like, entrepreneurs tend to become shackled by their business. All of a sudden they're kind of owned by the company, and they're like, they started it to get freedom, most of us. And all of a sudden we're like, oh no, it's like, why am I the one, you know, troubleshooting things 7 days a week, and like taking phone calls and being on email on vacation and things like that. And it's often our fault as entrepreneurs. We just have to find a way to figure that out. But that's painful. And so when we figure these things out and we get everybody, the staff is usually ready and waiting to take that work on and want the autonomy. We just got to create the conditions for them to do it. And so, yeah, it creates a big impact on the business, but it creates a big impact on everybody's life, not just the owner, but the others as well. So yeah, that matters a lot to me. I mean, we have on our VTO, our Vision Traction Organizer, a 2-page plan. Like our core target is to transform the lives of 100 leadership teams by 2030. But at the end of days, it's one individual, one company at a time, one team at a time.
Thank you for sharing. That's very personal. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We have time for one more question. And for me, I'm a competitive guy. My clients are competitive. What I find interesting is the number of business owners that quote unquote don't keep score, or the scorekeeping is an income statement. What have in your life, both as a athlete, business owner, now coach, what can you give us anything to share with the entrepreneurs about scorekeeping and having public scoreboards in their place of business to, I don't know, hold the team accountable, to inspire them? Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of great numbers, not too many. I saw somebody with 600 numbers and that didn't get them very far. They had no priorities. It was too overwhelming. Spend all their time digging through their data. But the right numbers, and like you say, a lot of companies are like, well, revenue and profit, like those are the key numbers. Well, yeah, but they're trailing indicators, that it's after the fact. What are the activity-based numbers? What are the activities that we're taking on a daily, weekly basis that are going to generate success for the business? And so we like to keep it pretty tight, 5 to 15 numbers as a leadership team that we're looking at every week. And if we can hammer and crush those numbers, they're going to predict what comes. And that allows us unbelievable clarity to solve problems before they become big ones. It allows us to hire and ramp up when we're seeing growth coming, get financing, whatever that is, secure space, all sorts of fun things. So yeah, I'm a big fan of great numbers.
Excellent. I am too. And just having, I think the simplest way I like to put it is giving the team the right things to fight over. So they're not fighting with each other. They're fighting over the right things, which would be the numbers, or how to achieve the numbers, and tracking and tracing. So any parting comments before we sign off? To where do you want people to find you? How would they find you? And
yeah, relentlesschrisjones.com is kind of the one site that that has the book launch on it, as well as a link to my EOS practice. So it can all stem from there.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. It's been great with your time. Keep up the good work, and keep being relentless.
You betcha. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Ken.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.